All right, what's going on, family? What's going on, family? What's going on? Just like the scene in the movie The Matrix when Morpheus was explaining to Neo about the whole Matrix construct, and then they went jacked back then into the computer, and he was just explaining the Matrix, and people was bumping into Neo, but they wasn't bumping into Morpheus because he was used to being awakened and used to being in the truth. And then out of nowhere, there was a lady in a red dress, and that gave him a significant look. You know what I'm saying? And then when he turned around and looked again, what was it? An agent with a gun at his face. So this is the same thing with the program. Like, the color red stands out. So usually red is like supposedly, red is just a color, right? You know what I'm saying? You can define red however you want to define red. It's just a color. But specifically in this gang stalking program, the lady in the red dress, you know what I'm saying, is the honey trap, you know what I mean? And it's like in this gang stalking, it's almost like a prostitute in a way, but they're not. It's a difference because they're not on the corner just selling their body. They're not online, not that you know of, online just selling their body. They just have a handler that wants something out of you. You know what I'm saying? So they will send these honey traps. You know what I'm saying? They'll send these honey traps. Hold on 1 second, family. So they send honey traps and they wear all different colors. But when they're red, red is usually the color where they'll do what's necessary. You know what I'm saying? Like, of course, you might have some that wear red and they might approach you or they might say something to get you going. But usually the handler doesn't want that. The handler wants for them to engage in a way where you go to them. You know what I'm saying? Because the power is within the person. You know what I'm saying? Like, they get more power when you go to them. You know what I'm saying? Instead of them coming to you. But when they're wearing red, that means if the female's wearing red and she's looking decent, looking nice, or she's looking good, or she catches your eye, she catches your attention, usually that be the woman that, you know what I'm saying, that's down. She's down. She might not say it, but she's down. You know what I mean? Wearing the red. Usually they dye their hair red. You know what I'm saying? A lot of women dye their hair red, but when you're in this program and it's like, you can tell, like, read the room. You can tell when the honey trap's in there. You can tell. You read the room, you see that the other guys in the room, work environment, wherever the environment is, they won't talk to her. They won't, they'll look at it like, oh, but they won't talk to her. They won't, you know what I'm saying? It's almost like they're opening the way for you to initiate and to talk. You know what I'm saying? So I know previously in my past, before I got married and stuff like that, I had another moped, and I was riding on the moped, and I messed around and fell off the moped. Boom! So I had a bad day that day. I fell off the moped. I was drinking. I had a bad day that day, but I felt better drinking and stuff like that. And then I was at Walmart just dancing, just vibing. And then this lady, she had a red car, Puerto Rican, beautiful, just sparked the conversation. It's just an example of how low they'll get. You know what I'm saying? I guess the program kind of was like, oh, he fell, he's having a bad day. You know what I'm saying? Let's cheer him up a little bit. You know what I mean? Boom. That honey trap, that same night. I kid you not. On everything I love, that same night. Boom. And she had a red car. The lady in the red dress. So this is an example, family. Like, they'll dye their hair red, they'll wear a red, but when they wearing this red, it's usually, all right, my friend, it's usually letting it be known towards the community that, you know what I mean, they're the for this operation, they're the prostitute for this operation. Not now when I say prostitute, like I said, not the ones that's just at motels getting banged out. Who knows what they doing behind closed doors? But the female that's down for whatever the handlers say, that's down to open up her legs, that's down. You know what I'm saying? They down to do what is needed. Another code for honey trap is a doggy bone. So how this program is, it's like designed like almost how it is with the Freemasons. That's why it's like it's so much similarities, I guess. You know what I'm saying? Like they don't look at you like a human. You know what I'm saying, family? That's why you see, okay, people walk their dogs, people have dogs and stuff like that. That's cool. People have pets. But that's how they look at you. They look at you as a pet. They want to bend your will. So they'll give you stuff just to get more information, just to bend your will, just to domesticate you. But the whole thing is not really initiation. You know what I'm saying? It's somewhat of an initiation, but it's more of domesticate, like pet, like almost like a slave in a way. It just gets that bad. Like, you know what I'm saying? If they can't get you to take your Iron Man, if they can't get you to take yourself out, you know what I'm saying? If they can't get you to harm others, you know what I mean? They know that majority of dudes, I don't know how it is with the female, because I'm pretty sure dudes ain't wearing red and just approaching the female. So the female targeting is different, but we talking about dudes that they know are isolated, dudes that they know when they down and out and they in a room somewhere and it's dark and they watch an adult film and they jack themselves off to sleep and maybe bust a nut and feel guilty about it. They know what you do. They know your daily activities. You know what I'm saying? They know that you have a lust in you. You know what I'm saying? And the thing about it, they'll play upon it. They'll you know what I mean, to see how far you're willing to go out of desperacy. You know what I mean? So this program must have been effective. Some people must have got turned out in this program and they laughed about it and they got rewarded about it. You know what I'm saying? And now the TI or whatever is a full blown, you know what I'm saying, rainbow. You know what I mean? Or the TI stooped down so low that he stooped down to some pedophilia action. Yeah, start touching kids. You know what I mean? Stoop down that low. So if the program see that you won't stoop down that low or see that you won't get turned out or anything like that, you know what I'm saying? Then like, okay, they'll usher in the lady in the red dress. And the lady in the red dress that wears red, she like, it's gonna be a sign. Sometimes they have it where, you know, they play it off. The handler tell them like, you know, they play hard to get. Don't give him, you know, give him a little eye contact, but just be around his way where he'll initiate. That's the thing. They want you to initiate. But sometimes like it be special situations like with my situation where I was just having such a bad day where, you know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? They'll say something, a compliment on how you dance or how you look or, you know what I'm saying? Like, can you help them with something? Can you, initiate something to break the ice? And usually the lady in the red dress is so easy. It's so easy. It's not like, you know what I mean? I got in a conversation with her and I was like, oh, I want to lay in the bed with you tonight. Nah, that wasn't what it was. It was just a nice conversation and it led to that point. The energy, it led to that point. So it's just like with the lady in the red dress, now I'm married. You get what I'm saying? And I believe in God and I try to follow the Bible wholeheartedly, you know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? To the best of my situation. So my advice would be for TIs that's believers, that follow God and stuff like that, you know what I mean? Try not to continue in sin. You know what I mean? If you find a wife, that's a good thing. You know what I'm saying? You find a woman, y'all date, but you know what I mean? Don't fornicate. That's what I would say. You know what I'm saying? But for those that's not believers, that's getting deprived from this type of thing, hey, use your discernment. If they throw you a bone, you know what I mean? The lady in the red dress, you know what I'm saying? hey, use that to your advantage. Use it to your advantage. You know what I'm saying? Because the thing about it is, most likely they're not trying to give you a woman where you can have a long-term relationship with. So that's how a lot of dudes get things mixed up in this program. They get a woman, you know what I'm saying? Boom, you lay down with her, woo woo woo, and then now you're wondering why she's acting funny later, you know what I mean, later on, and then she ends up ghosting you, you know what I'm saying, later on, because it was like a prostitute. It was never meant to be a long-term relationship. You know what I'm saying? It was just a little reward, a little situation to get information out of you. You know what I'm saying? It was basically an experiment that the handler wanted. You know what I'm saying? And they use these women. These women ain't nothing, they're nothing to them. You know what I'm saying? And women that wear red, whatever favor, whatever situation that they've been through, they did it. And guess what? They get compensated too for laying in the bed with you. You know what I'm saying? But it's weird how it goes. It's not like you expect that they're getting compensated for laying in the bed with you. They would be aggressive about it, right? Like as soon as they see you, you know what I'm saying, they'll be aggressive to let you know you can go ahead and knock it on down. But they don't. I guess the handler make it be like you know what I'm saying? You can't initiate, you can't be aggressive, you know what I'm saying? Boom. You know, so it's just like you just gotta decipher, you just gotta discern. But the lady in the red dress is a real thing. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I associated the red in my gang stalking program is usually something bad. Usually when there's red, they're very hostile and energy and stuff like that. But then sometimes I'll see lady with her hair dyed red, you know what I'm saying, might wear red, and they're very flirtatious. You get what I'm saying? So it's just like your ability to be able to read the room. You know what I mean? Now, everybody that's wearing red don't mean that they're trying to lay in the bed with you. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people wearing red, you know what I mean? They want blood. You know what I'm saying? They want bloodshed. You know what I mean? They want you to take yourself out. They want you to suffer. You know what I'm saying? They want, you know what I mean? They don't really mean good for you. Or they've been misled. However the situation go. But usually the lady in the red dress, you know what I'm saying? That tactic, basically, you know what I mean? That's an open invitation for you to go ahead and I guess get your rocks off and stuff. You know what I'm saying? That's what I noticed about the honey trap situations and stuff like that. So, but now if you're a person like me and you married or whatever, you know, thank God that door has been open with, you know what I'm saying? They still, it doesn't matter if you're married or not. They still going to treat you like their little pet. Like you're not a human being, like you're not even a married man. You know what I'm saying? It's just like you're gonna give in. We're gonna repetitively, you're gonna give in. But it's like you can read the room, you see the tactics, you see the certain female that they tried to initiate to be like, okay, you know what I'm saying? You could have her. You know that. You could have her. You know what I mean? I've been at jobs where some of the women been so nice, been so humble, like been wanting to, you know, talk to me. Sometimes the dudes come, like dudes can't help it. Their jealous nature is just the nature of certain dudes. You know what I mean? They'll cop block, especially when you're in this program, especially when they have intel about you. They'll come through and cop block. You know what I'm saying? And in my situation, it's not even, I'm a married man. That should be in their profile. They should see that in their profile. Like, this dude married man. But I guess they think that I'm not happy with my marriage, or they must not think that, you know what I'm saying, things ain't going swell. Or they think, you know what I mean, or what's been told, like, oh, he'll cheat. He'll do all this, you know what I'm saying? So, boom. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, it's been situations at job with females, and they look good. Don't get me wrong, they look good. And then another weird thing that I noticed in my targeting, you know, dealing with the females and stuff. Hold on. Like, for some weird reason, they set up scenarios where the honey traps they try to send at me. This is weird. Maybe they think I got some type of weird fetish. I don't know. They digged in the past. I don't know. But they be couples. It'd be a woman and a dude. But in the couples, the woman will show signs that, you know what I'm saying, she's attracted. You know what I'm saying? Like attracted to me, or it's weird energy, sexual energy. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, why would that woman feel like that? And she's a couple with somebody else. Almost like, do they just be pairing people up and just think that okay, he might be more aggressive when he see it. He might want to take her away from him. Maybe that feeds his ego. Maybe, I don't know what's been fed in the profile about me, but that's what they do. I noticed that a lot of jobs, like, and the women, they it's like they be throwing temper tantrums when they see that you read it and you don't fall for it. None of that. You know what I'm saying? You're respectful to the dude, even if they're a fake relationship or not. You just respectful, like no. And even with the single women, because me personally, I'm married, so it's like I talk, I be cool. You know what I'm saying? I be respectful. You know what I mean? I do my little dance, little vibe and stuff like at work. But once that energy start getting misled and misinterpreted, I fall back. I chill. I remind them that, you know, hey, I still got some sense up here. You know what I mean? I'm not just no horny dog or whatever they, you know what I mean, thinking. So it's all psychological games to psych you out. That's what they do with me. It's consistent. You know what I'm saying? And it's just like, I don't care how extravagant the woman may look. And you know what I'm saying? Because I know when I first started working here, the music started playing. There was one chick in there. She started popping it. You know what I mean? Hey, and then they had to talk to her, and then she been chilled ever since. You know what I'm saying? So, boom. It's a certain distance they can go. You know what I mean? But I'm gonna tell you, T.I. family, the lady in the red dress, they will send them your way. You know what I'm saying? And it's up to you. You know, if you want to follow God, pick up your cross, I would advise you to do that. You know what I'm saying? And the doors, God will open the door. I'm telling you, it happened for me. God will open the door. You know what I'm saying? Where you'll find the right woman. You get what I mean? But for dudes that's out there that's being deprived, isolated, I know that feeling too. I know that feeling too. You know what I'm saying? And you don't know who to trust. You don't know what is what and who is who. You know what I'm saying? They'll send you some play. You know what I mean? And it'll be decent. It's not even something bad, or it'll be decent. But use your discernment, because sometimes they can use those traps. They can use those situations, you know what I'm saying, to put you in a worse situation. You know, so it's just use your discernment. Because I know I talk with other TIs too, and they've been successful. You know what I'm saying? They've been successful. One dude been able to knock a female off, and guess what? She had red draws. She let it be known she had red draws. He pulled her red draws and wrecking ball. You know what I'm saying? Problem solved. You know what I mean? So yeah, they'll let it be known. You know what I mean? So it's just where you at with it, family. But I just want to let you know, like, yeah, it's just like Mouse in the Matrix. The dude that designed the lady in the red dress. You know what I'm saying? Knew it was gonna get Neo's attention. Same thing they do with this program. You know what I mean? The lady in the red dress, honey trap. And it's very real, y'all. Peace.